he must grant the motion to dismiss that the government made. It's a case and controversy issue under the Constitution, a separation of powers issue under the Constitution, and the law is clear. He doesn't have authority to grant it. The case is over.
Fox News alert: 15 Republican state attorneys general joining Michael Flynn's legal team and calling on the judge in this case to accept the dismissal.
Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost is leading the charge, and he joins us live now. Sir, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jillian. Appreciate you having me.
Of course. So you're leading this group. You co-wrote this brief. Tell us why and tell us what's in it.
Well, fundamentally, this is a separation of powers problem. The decision to bring a citizen before the court belongs solely to the executive branch, and having decided that this was not a righteous prosecution, the prosecution side, the judge doesn't have any right to second guess that.
Let's take a look at this declassified Susan Rice email from right around the inauguration of President Trump. President Obama asked if Comey was saying that the NSC should not pass sensitive information related to Russia to Michael Flynn. Comey replied, potentially. He added that he has no indication thus far that Flynn has passed classified information to Sergei Kislyak, but he noted that the level of communication is unusual. Now, the Democrats are focusing on the last part of that the level of communication is unusual, that we had just placed sanctions on Russia. Why is Flynn talking to Kislyak this much? What do you make of that email there?
Well, it's part of a troubling record that really shows that the government didn't have clean hands when they started this investigation. And that's part of the reason I think that the Attorney General has ultimately decided that this is not a righteous prosecution, and that the untruthfulness, such as it is, was not material, as lawyers say. Doesn't support a prosecution.
Here's a response from Rice's team, and this is, quote, Ambassador Rice's email makes clear no discussion of law enforcement matters or investigations took place, despite accusations to the contrary. Your thoughts on that and your response?
Again, this is just part of the foundation that didn't exist. The government shouldn't be allowed to just call a citizen in and interview them for no reason, or without a good reason, without a nexus to a crime. To hold otherwise is to just allow an unlimited fishing license.
Yeah, there's two sides to this, obviously, sir. I mean, you have Republicans saying that the whole case here and that the judge, Emmett Sullivan, is partisan. You have Democrats saying that Bill Barr's recommendation to drop this thing is partisan. Tell us why people should believe you.
Well, look, I understand that there's two sides to every story, but the Constitution places the responsibility for this decision with the prosecutor. State attorneys general are the chief law officers of their states. They're executive officers. They're the ones that make decisions about whether to bring the case or not. The end of the day, when the judge gets off the bench and tries to go sit at the prosecution table, the judge is forfeiting that impartiality that we need in the constitutional system. You can't sit at the prosecution table and on the bench. I don't think that this can go forward constitutionally.
Sir, with a lot of things lately, I feel like, things spiral and different sides take away different things that they want to see from every scenario. And I feel like nothing is coming to a close. Do you think that we're going to get these answers? Do you think that this is going to come to an actual close at any point soon?
Any point soon? Not too soon. The judge has put on a briefing deadline that extends into June. So we've got at least a few weeks of this to go. But yeah, we'll get to a place where there's a decision, probably an appeal. Maybe there was a mandamus action filed in Court of Appeals yesterday by Mr. Flynn's teams. Look, at the end of the day, everybody ought to be concerned about this. Whether you like or dislike William Barr's decision, the executive branch, through the president, is going to have to answer to the people this fall for that and the rest of the record. But whether you like it or dislike it, you should be for the constitutional limitation that says judges don't get to climb off the bench and go sit down at the prosecution table.
Okay. Dave Yost, Attorney General, State of Ohio, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.